Gracious Offerings, and in this video I am going to be using this board and a few different types of galvanized buckets to make a fall planter, or it doesn't have to be fall, but a seasonal planter board that is porch decor. And I bought some of this Rust-Oleum chalked spray paint, and I'm going to be using this cream chiffon cream color on this board. I bought a few different other colors as well. If you didn't know, I really love chalk paint, and I wanted to see how this stuff worked. So this is what I'm going to be using to paint this board that I had used it in another board to make a welcome sign, and it just ended up coming apart still, and I didn't like the way it really kind of looked. So I am repurposing this piece of wood. I'm going to be using these 3 galvanized buckets. This one is an olive bucket. It has the little holes or trivets in it. And I'm not really sure, I don't remember where I got all of them exactly. I have just been picking them up here and there. I have one that has like chicken wire on it. I really liked this one. I do believe either that one or the olive bucket I got at the Tractor Supply store, but I'm not sure which one. And then I have one of these just little plain galvanized buckets. It's Home and Gardens. I got it at Walmart. They were like 97 cents a piece. I had picked up several of them, so I am using one of them in this DIY. So what I'm going to be doing is, after I take the board out to spray paint it, I am going to use some zip ties to attach these buckets. So I have already spray painted my board now. I did the front and the back and the sides, and I took some zip ties and I also spray painted them with the spray paint as well so they would match the board. And here you'll see me trying to figure out where I want to line up the buckets, and I adjusted the camera so you could see. And I was wanting to put the solid bucket on the top, and I decide that I want to put the wire bucket in the middle. That would leave the olive bucket for the bottom. So I have these 2 little spots where I had filled in some holes with some wood filler so you can see those, and that's kind of where I'm going to put that bucket, so it'll cover that up. And now my zip ties are not going to be long enough, so I'm showing you how I am going to attach them together so that they will wrap through the bucket, through and around the bucket and around the wood piece, the wood board. Adjusting it to get it to sit straight, and I move it closer so you can see how I got it to go through the bucket and wrapped it around the board. And I'm going to clip off the excess of the zip ties here in a little bit once I get my other buckets attached to the board. And I did go ahead and use this the chicken wire bucket first in the middle, so I know where to place the other 2 buckets accordingly. And here I'm just attaching more zip ties. I don't know why I need to show it again, but I am. And so I will just attach those, and for the solid bucket, I am going to need to use 4 zip ties instead of just 3 because it is going all the way around the bucket, not just the back of it. And you'll see that in just a minute. I'm testing it out right there and realize I need an extra zip tie. So I'm going to get that, and then I will attach that bucket to the back. So as you saw, I had to manhandle that bucket a little bit just to make sure that it got placed where I wanted it to, and so that it wouldn't move. And then I showed you how it ended out um, once I got that done. And now I'm moving on to attaching my zip ties for my last and final bucket, which is the olive bucket. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that one now. Just kind of like an FYI, you may notice that my dog Bo has made an appearance in this video, and he's just sitting there. He may be wanting to go outside, but he's usually right at my feet wherever I go in my house. And that's where he is right now as I'm recording this voice over as well. Before we start filling in our buckets with our fall florals, I am going to take my wire cutters and I am going to cut off all the ends of my zip ties so they're not sticking out from the sides like they are right now. And then I am wanting to put some type of wording on the very top. There's not much space for it, but I would like something to be up there, so I am going to pull out my chalk couture here in just a minute, and I am going to be using the welcome word on from this transfer. Then I am going to write the words on the back of the transfer because I haven't done that yet. I haven't used these. These are new. And then I am going to cut them apart so they all will be separate along the little white line that is provided. It does have welcome, hello, and gather, but I decided I want to use the welcome. And so then the next step is to peel the transfer from the backing and not to try to stretch it. And then it needs to be fuzzed since I haven't used it, so I just stick it on the side of my shirt because I don't have a fuzzing cloth near me at this time. So I just do it a few times, get it fuzzed up a little bit, and then I'm going to center it at the very top of the board where it can still be seen and the florals won't cover it up. So then I'm going to take some of my chalk paste in the color Poppy. It is like a very light kind of reddish, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's not red, but it is kind of a pinkish red, lighter red. I'm not sure how to explain it. I really like this color though, and so I am taking my stir stick and I am just stirring it to get it in a good consistency. And then I'm taking my squeegee and I'm just taking a very little bit of the paste and I'm going over the word with it. And then I'm going to clear off all of the excess and put it back in my jar. And then I'm going to take my transfer off so it won't dry. Got to get it off of there before it dries. And there's my word, welcome. I did have a little bit of a mistake over on the edge, but I wasn't too worried about it. So now that that is done, I am taking my reindeer moss. You can use any kind of moss you want. You can use Spanish moss or reindeer moss. I have 2 packages of this, and I got it from the Dollar Tree. And I am just going to start putting some of that down in each of the buckets. That's the fun part. I have brought out all of my florals. Some are from Dollar Tree, some are from Walmart. And I'm just going to be cutting some of the stems off of the bunches, separating out my flowers, and we'll be deciding which ones will go where in my little buckets. And then I will be placing them, each bundle in each bucket. So that's what is going on now. so now I got the floral arrangements in each bucket, and I'm just going to show you what they look like from now on, what they look like for right now. And I'm just going to adjust them, and then I'll pull it closer so you can see. And here we are outside on the porch. And this is what it looks like. If you liked this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. And if you like DIYs, trash to treasure, Dollar Tree items, please hit that subscribe button along with the bell so that way you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. I am going to have several different videos coming up with scarecrows and pumpkins. So be sure to stay tuned, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.